you've been feeling behind lately, I want you to hear this first. That feeling is a lie. And it's not because you're perfect, but it's because comparison has totally distorted your mind and your sense of time. If you're here and you clicked on this video or you're listening to this, it's because you've been quietly wondering. You've been wondering, why does it feel like everyone else is ahead of me? And I'm here to tell you, this episode is for you. Hey bestie, I'm Natalia Lemery, and I'm so happy you're here for the very first episode of Girl Boss Therapy. This is a visual podcast and a safe space where we're going to be talking about all things ambition, pressure, identity, balancing womanhood and relationships, whether that be romantic, friendships, the relationship with yourself, money, talking about money, and a whole bunch of different inner conversations that no one ever prepares you for, but comes because life gets real quick. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I've been having some conversations the past few days with different women, and I feel like we are all on the same type of time, the same type of frequency, and I feel like the conversations have all been around the same types of topics. I just feel like I got a download that sat with me like, girl, it is time to do this. Stop just sitting on it. There's never going to be a right time and a right way to do it. So I'm just taking the time to do it. Some episodes are going to just be me and you, chatting it up, yapping. And then some episodes I want to bring on other ambitious women who have built things, who have failed, who have pivoted, who are really just figuring things out in real time. But all of that starts right here with the lie that you're behind. But before we get into that, you're probably like, who the hell is this girl even? So again, my name is Natalia Lemery. I'm a business owner, a creative, a wife, and a woman who is just figuring things out. I've always been a very ambitious person. It's the Virgo in me. Always just been on the go and knew that I wanted to do big things and great and grand things in my life. It's until now that I'm doing even bigger things that I'm realizing that I have to give myself grace, and I'm having different inner monologues with myself surrounding my ambition to make sure that I am being more balanced and giving myself grace and doing things in a more healthier way, as opposed to before when I would just beat myself up, just self-destruct when it came to failures, and just not really having a healthy dynamic with my ambition. And I really want to just unpack throughout these episodes how that ambition can turn into pressure, but how we can use that to really create the diamond that we truly are. So that's what we're gonna do in Girl Boss Therapy, bestie. Because girl, here's the thing that I've learned. That same ambition that pushes you forward is often the same thing that makes you feel like you're behind. Instead of me just saying, girl, you're not behind, I really just want to get into nitty-gritty of why we even feel like that. And I feel like one of the biggest things is the fact that like information is at our fingertips every second of the day. These days, we live in the greatest era of all time. It's like anything in life is duality. It comes with positives and it comes with negatives. All of that being said, the feeling of being behind isn't always this big, huge, daunting thing. I feel like it kind of creeps up in the quiet moments. When you're an ambitious woman and you're moving and grooving throughout the day, you're not thinking, man, I'm behind. But it's in those quiet moments where you're scrolling social media. For real, it can feel like you're comparing your life to 30-second clips. It can just make you kind of reflect on like where you are in life. You feel like you should have by now because you're watching other things that other people have. So easy to look like everyone is figuring it out faster. I mean, like some days I feel like, oh man, like I am so like ahead of the curve in the sense of like I am making so many moves. And then other days I can feel like, well, damn, like this person is already a multimillionaire by 23. I've always been like the youngest person in the room, and I find myself looking at other people who are like younger than me, and I'm like, damn, they're only 25 and they're doing this and doing that. Like, it's an interesting space that I feel like I'm in because I've always had a job. And I always went after jobs that people thought that I wouldn't get. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in college, I was going after, you know, I wanted to be in banking and law firm and this and that. And I always was like the youngest person being interviewed or the youngest person on the team. I was always the youngest person in the room. So it was always like that as like I was ahead. And so now that I am full-fledged in entrepreneurship like the past 8 years, and I'm just in these different rooms these days, and I'm on social media, you know, I'm looking at these people who had exited their company, sold it, started 2 more, all this stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, by 26, and I'm 29, and I'm just like, oh shit, what the hell? And so a big part of it is that these things are highlight reels. You're looking at time keep being compressed. We're looking at other people's lives being compressed. A whole 7 days in a vlog is being compressed into an hour. We're measuring our lives in seasons compared to somebody else's highlights. Like, we're measuring our day 7 to somebody's day 700. It's important for us to think about social media as a tool that it is. It's important for us to find ways to continue to use it as inspiration and for it to keep us accountable and this and that without it coming something that distorts our reality and makes us feel bad about ourselves. Especially because we are so ambitious. Especially because I know a lot of us felt like we were going to be farther along than we are right now. The thing about life and the thing about success is that it's not linear. It has different peaks and different valleys and different seasons, and it's all because it's cultivating you to be the woman that is necessary for what God, the universe, whatever you believe in, what your life's mission has for you. Maybe our great-grandparents didn't have to worry about comparing themselves to people in those ways. The matter is, in the landscape that we are in, that's one of the cons, that we have so much information at our fingertips that allows us the ability to compare ourselves and feel like we're behind. But this is a reminder that you're not. And it's funny because I feel like when I worked, like I said, when I worked at these different jobs, I felt much more secure. Now that I'm a business owner and there's so many different like levels to this thing, you never meet the peak. You're never at the top. There's always another door after the door that you've been through, which I feel like that's like that for life. But I just think the rhetoric and of being a business owner could just feel like that more sometimes. Like, instead of me looking at it like, oh, a promotion, right? I'm looking at it like, oh, I need to hit this revenue mark for this month or for this quarter, and so like after I hit every goal, the goalpost moves. It's really important. I think I was watching a YouTube video yesterday and the girl was just talking about how it's really important for you to kind of sit in, I think her name was Value by Jada. I just started watching her on YouTube. Yeah, she's 21 years old, killing it, right? But she was just talking about how important it is to actually sit in your answered prayers. We're all living in answered prayer right now, whether you feel it or whether you got more prayers on the prayer line. We're all sitting in our answered prayer. In an answered prayer right now, and it's so important for us to bask in that and show gratitude for that, even though we are ambitious. Like, I think it's important for us to be like, yo, you did that shit. Like, you did what you said you were going to do. Younger version of you or the version of you for the past seasons would be proud of you. You even got to this point and did what you said you were going to do. Allow that to give us the momentum and the grace to know that we'll be able to continue on and hit the other goalpost when it's time. Like, we are becoming. And I feel like that can bring a sense of peace even for the most ambitious woman, because it doesn't mean that like you're behind. It means that you are right on time with your journey, and it means that you are actually fulfilling and doing the things that you said that you're going to do. How do you know that? Literally by looking at your life. Not comparing it to where you want to go, but looking at it and comparing it to where you've been. To look at where you coming from and where you at now. Because I promise you, you made a jump. You made a leap. You are farther than you were before. So you have to pat yourself on the back, give yourself some grace, and use that as, because that's a fact. Use that fact as evidence that you're going to get to exactly where you need to go at the right time. Because the truth of the matter is, progress can feel so invisible when you are inside of it. Sometimes it's hard to see the prayer when you're sitting in the prayer. Common thing with the time we're in right now is that it looks like there's one way to success or one way to do something or one timeline. But like we talked about, success is not linear. Like, we see these highlight reels, but no one talks about all the years of confusion, the years of feeling stumped, the years that they were trying to push past that blockage in their mind to get over the hump to get them to where they had to go. Because a lot of things is mindset shifts. A lot of things has to do with you unlearning things and relearning new things to get you to where you got to go. The version of you that got you to this level is not going to be the version of you that's going to get you to the next level. You got to unshed some skin and grow some new skin so that you can keep going. Social media and the internet, society doesn't really talk about all those years and that invisible time that it took for people to become who they are to even be at that point. You're looking at Susie that you went to school with, and you're looking at her beautiful family, but you don't know what goes on behind closed doors or what she had to sacrifice to have that beautiful family. Her being in labor, maybe some complications. You don't know. So you cannot be comparing your life or comparing your journey or wishing for this or wishing for that. You got to understand that to get to the promise, you got to go through a process. And we're looking at a lot of people's promises and not knowing what their process is, and you don't know what they sacrificed for those promises. So while you're comparing your life and you're comparing your promise to their promise, you don't know what they had to do to go through to get to that promise. You just have to continue to get clarity, I feel like, on your own journey, in your own process, and make decisions in your life, and just decide that, you know, this is the journey and this is a process for you, and you are right on time. You're not behind. It's just so much clarity that comes from making a decision and to actually committing to yourself and committing to things. This is like, on time is not fast, and it doesn't mean it's slow. Because, like, for us ambitious girlies, we like, man, we not trying to be waiting all this time, all these years, like, for this to happen. And girl, I get you. You think if we work a little harder, we execute a little more, it's gonna speed up the time frame. And it's really like, it could, but it could also, like I said, a lot of mental work that could go into it to kind of get you to where you have to go. So at the end of the day, like, it's just a reminder, girl, that you are not late. You're building your life the way that it needs to be built. Give yourself some damn grace. Stop comparing yourself to these people on social media or in your life, and know that you're running your own race. You have proof that you're doing a damn good job. You have proof that you keep the promises to yourself. You have proof that you are that girl, but I need you to actually look at the proof. Stop looking at the future and the things that you cannot see, and look at the facts and the things that you have done that show you are who you say you are. You know? I want us all to ask ourselves 3 questions. 1, who am I comparing myself to right now? 2, what season am I actually in? Am I in a isolation season, a grinding season, a patience and waiting season, a growth season, a growth and expansion season? And then 3rd, what would change if I trusted my timing? And I just want us to kind of like journal or reflect or meditate, whatever you do on those things. Sit with those questions, sit with that. Because at the end of the day, we're not broken, we're not late, we're not behind. We are in our own process, of becoming. We have to give ourselves grace and be proud of that. So yeah, bestie, if this episode met you where you are, then stay with me. Stay with me, okay? Because this is Girl Boss Therapy, and we are just getting started. Make sure that you like this, share this with another bestie, and make sure that you subscribe so you never miss an episode, and you can see all the other fun stuff that we have going on the channel. And I just want to say that I love you. You are amazing. You are doing great. I need you to give yourself a hug and pat yourself on the back, because you are an ambitious queen who is building the life of her dreams and is becoming. And until next time, bestie, I love you. Bye.